Good morning. Get ready with me. I have work today, but I feel like dressing up, and it's also St. Patty's Day. So, I do want to try and do my hair first. I haven't just combed, had conditioner in it. I just took a shower, so it should be able to work for me today. Now, I am going to attempt a look. Yeah, we're not doing it. Never mind. Never mind. It's too confusing for me not to be able to look at it. Not only do we want to do our hair, but we want to do makeup. Now, I'm a crazy person. I do not usually put on foundation. Sometimes I will put on a color corrector, but since I am naturally more of a pink color, as you can probably tell that I'm more of a natural pink color, I am not going to try and put on the green color corrector today to try and cut out my redness because look at the Irish. Let's go. Alright. We have our greens in. I know one of them is a little bit more full than the other. That is okay. We got that done. Hawa! Alright. There's a couple eye looks that I am looking at that I want to kind of merge together. So one of them is making the increase and a little bit over into a gold color. And then the other one, it has a light green on the bottom and a darker green over it. That is what I want to do, is I kind of want to do a gold and then a gradient going up instead of going over. Okay. Now, I do have a couple brushes. That's importante for me. I used to just use my finger. Listen, I got brushes and I'm like, yay, I don't have to wash off my finger. That's just me. That's just me. I may be also a little crazy for this. I do mascara first. I do mascara first because my eyelashes are a little bit longer. I get black little lines all the time when I do this. That's why I do it first, so that I don't mess up whatever eyeshadow that I'm like, oh my gosh, I finally got it perfect. Now there's black specks all over it. What do I do? Fit kind of brand is the one I have been using for a little over a year now. It hasn't done me wrong. I do have a few colored ones that I don't have anymore because they may have dried out. I didn't use them as much as I wanted to. But I did have a green and a purple and a blue. And the purple, it was gorgeous. It was really gorgeous. Now whether you use colored mascaras or not is up to you. But if you haven't tried it before, look it up. Don't be afraid to try something new, even if it's just for a little while. Even if it's just for a second and you're like, nope, never a vibe. Sorry, I tried it. Now I am trying to make sure that I get good on these, and by that I mean that they're coated so that I can just lay them as I please. And then I'm going to make sure that I have my eyelashes straightened out a little bit more, since mine do try to curve and curl all over each other. And by curl, I don't mean curl right now. I do not mean curl. I just mean they try and twist and turn and talk to each other. And I want them to be independent today. Now, I do already have my lip chap on. We don't have to worry about that. We're going to try and work with the eyes right now. I'm going to make sure I have all the little black specks from the mascara out before I try and put it on. Now, if you feel like you have not been getting enough pigment from your eyeshadows or anything like that, make sure that you try and put on a base. And by base, I mean if you want to put like a little foundation or a little color corrector on just your eyelid. If you don't feel like putting foundation all over, make sure you put it on your eyelid so that you have a clean, nice base for whatever eyeshadow you do want to put on. Now, I will say this one right here, this is the there we go. And it's probably going to flip it for you guys, but Meredith Duxbury. I have her palette right here, Morphe. It is a bunch of pigmented colors that I have had no problem with. I haven't had a problem with making sure that they are pigmented or anything like that. And they do have, what it comes with is this little guide of, for some of the looks that they do have. If you don't feel like choosing something to do, it has a kind of guideline of where to put the colors at. They all have cute little colors, of course. And they're pre-named. I do like when people do that, when they put names that aren't usually there. Like one of them here is Scrunchies. It is a light lavender color, and its name is Scrunchies. One is a ES002. It is nice to just kind of pat on, not really pack on, but pat on colors. And since gold is the golds that I do have are more of a sparkly color, I just kind of want it there mostly for the sparkle anyways. Prosecco on tap, is more of a lighter gold. So it does have more of a yellow to it than it does orange for the gold, which is fine. It's kind of what I'm going for right now because it's St. Patty's Day. I want to have that yellowy gold coin color. Or otherwise, I do want to make sure that you guys are going out and having a good time. Okay? Taking care of yourself is something that is important, and taking care of yourself is something that is needed not only for you, but for the other people that are around you. If other people don't respect that, I don't think they should be around. They have to make sure and have not only their best interests, but your best interests in mind. And same with you. You should have their best interests in mind and your best interests in mind at all times. And then take out my brush that I said that I wanted to do for the light green. Here we go. Now we do have we have two colors that are kind of light green here. Ooh. And it is Central Park and it is Wellness. Now Wellness is more of a yellowy green, and I'm looking forward to more of a green. And what I am seeing here right now is that I don't have a dark green. So I am going to have to fish here in a second for a darker green that I'm looking for. I do have another little palette that is not as pigmented that I can use, and that it'll just bring a little bit color, a little bit something to kind of bring something to just kind of mix it together well. Well, let's put down this green. I'm going to put it mostly right next to our eyelid for now, as we try and make that defined line of the green. I'm going to do that on top and bottom. But just to make sure that I have a good baseline of green. And then I can go and fill my eyes, the rest of my eyelid, with the green that's already been kind of worked in by getting the most pigmented part off, just to kind of lighten up the eye. I'm somebody who doesn't always go all the way up with my eyeshadow. I usually do not. I try and keep it to the shape of just this part. Anyways, let me try and smooth this out, this coloring right here out. Get the side real quick. Just go over the eye. So all of it should be green on one side, and now I look kind of silly if I went out like this, right? Of course. And we do have that light green on now. Gonna put this palette down. This is a little palette. Like, again, it's not as pigmented. It's okay. I'm just trying to put in the dark shade. I'm not really trying to make sure that it is pigmented. There's the light green. It looks a little bit better. It doesn't look like I have green all the way over here. Alright, let's see here. Now I am going to use this brush right here. This one is ES005 because this is one that it just helps lightly put on whatever is going on, and you can kind of roll it. It's something that I sometimes use for when I do sparkles in specific. But right now we're going to try it out for the green that we got going on. Just adding some dark. And I do have my reference picture right over here. I do look at it every now and then, but I kind of know what I want to do. What I do is I go looking for looks that I'm like, ooh, you look nice. Ooh, you look nice. You know what? I kind of want a mix of these two, and this is how I want to do it. Oh, look. With my light and having it shine onto the mirror, you can see my face a little bit better. Ooh, yeah. Okay, hold on. Ooh. Now it doesn't look as pink. Isn't that crazy? You can see the gold. You can see how it's kind of blending all together. I do want it to be kind of independent, but I kind of also want it to look like it is cohesive. But there you go. Trying to make sure that I have the green that's a little bit fuller. It just kind of adds a little bit of layering to it, not much more than that. Alright, let me make sure that with my other eye that I got it all good on this side. I do think that I prefer this eye so far. Now that is the eyes. Again, I'm not for sure where I got this palette. It says something about Marquin's International. It's something that somebody in my family got me, probably my mom, I'm not gonna lie. But it has 4 blushes, it has some lip glosses, and has little brushes for them. And then it has, oops, hold on, slide it up. It's got the mirror, of course, but then it has, I believe it says 36 eyeshadows. I'm not gonna count it out right now, but I do believe it says back here 36 eyeshadows, 8 lip glosses, and 4 blushes total. Yep. It's just a nice little, it was kind of like a beginner thing to me. And then I think with the one that I was just using the green on, I'm just gonna find one of these darker blues to just add just a little bit more depth to everything. There we go, and then I'm just going to mix this in. I am going to go ahead and use my gold brush. I'm just going to go ahead and use it and just kind of pack everything in, put a little bit more gold across the eyelid. That's just this light little casing of it, okay? Now this just makes it a really light look. It doesn't look very light on there, I'm sure. Okay, hold on. Let's do the trick again. It's not going to look very light without it being right in front of your face. It's a little bit lighter than what it was together, but it will give more of an ombre look than what it was, which is what I'm kind of going for. Alright, about to be on my way to work. I got the greens. And then, again, it's that light gold, light green. And then I'll probably put on a little lip gloss just to kind of cover and put sparkles on.